everyone doing? Happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday. All right, so first and foremost, guys, y'all know when I pop in on these late night gems that y'all about to get nothing but game, okay? So what I need y'all to do is, if y'all love y'all family members, if y'all got friends who are business owners, y'all want to send them this live and tag them, okay? This is going to be my last official live of 2023 until we get into 2024, okay? So if you guys are looking for a game changer going into 2024, I need you guys to strap up, get your pens, your paper, tag your favorite business coach, tag your favorite accountability partner, tag your mama if you need to, okay? But happy Friday, guys. How you guys doing? Y'all know anytime I disappear off the scene, I'll be cooking, okay? I'll be cooking. 2024, y'all, is going to be something special. Something special, okay? But I could not end 2023 without, giving y'all some game, okay? Without giving y'all some game, okay? But happy Friday. How you guys doing? How's everybody doing? Let me check in with you guys first before we jump into this. How is everybody doing? Is everybody good? Everybody had a great Christmas. Looking forward to the New Year's. Everybody's good? Yes? Perfect. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So, y'all know in my teaching, I love to simplify stuff for y'all. We got people that just make things more complicated than it needs to be, okay? Way more complicated than it needs to be, all right? I'm going to simplify things for you guys as far as what's happening in 2024, because I'm sure you guys already see a bunch of people talking about it, right? A bunch of coaches, a bunch of business owners, social media influencers, however, okay? Already talking about this, okay? So let me jump straight into this because I want to read this for you guys and then make they say write the vision and make it plain. Write the vision and make it plain. I've watched so many of these videos where it's like people are trying to scare y'all straight. They're trying to scare y'all straight, okay? But anyways, I got y'all, okay? Write the vision and we're going to make it plain today, okay? So first, I want to talk about what's happening starting January 1st, 2024, okay? We know that existing, newly formed LLC partnerships, S Corp, C Corp, whatever, right, will be required to report a certain ownership and management information to the Federal Financial Crime Enforcement Network, okay, also known as the FinCEN, okay, and the BOI, okay, the beneficial ownership information, okay. So I'm sure y'all have heard a whole bunch of people tell you guys about this before, where they're like, if you guys don't file, you can be fined up to $500 for not filing, and they're making this so complicated where you guys are freaking out, right? If you guys have not heard about this yet, let me be the first to tell you guys. As of January 1st, if you are an existing business, new business, you are required now moving forward to file certain requirements that you need us to do. If not, you will be fined for not doing that. Okay? You will absolutely be fined for not doing that. However, here's what people are not telling y'all, okay? So many people are telling us about this information, but nobody is writing the vision and make it plain. People are putting so much fear into you guys for not filing that it's crazy, all right? So let me be the first to write the vision and make it plain for y'all, all right? Y'all, we have prepared for things like this. What do I mean when I say we have prepared for things like this? We have talked about for the last 2 years having a proper tax strategist in place, either a CPA, an EA, which is an enrolled agent, or somebody who's handling your taxes, okay? Number one reason why I am not freaking out. Okay? Number one reason. I have currently about 8 companies, I want to say. 8 companies. 8 or 9 companies. Because some of them I'm just building our business credit for, right? Reason number one, having 8 or 9 companies and not freaking out about what's happening January 1st is because I have an amazing tax team behind me, okay? My EA, what people are not telling y'all, they just saying, oh, y'all can be fine, you have to do this, you have to do that. That's cool, but tell us the solution. Nobody told us solutions. Everybody told us about the fines and getting in trouble. Y'all, I'm sitting real pretty, okay? Real pretty. And what do I mean by that? Meaning that because I have a tax team behind me, every one of my businesses, my tax team will be filing the necessary documents that's needed to keep me in compliance. And this is what people are not telling y'all, right? They're telling us about all the fines and all the things that can happen, but it is so simple. It's actually not as hard as people want to make it seem like it is, okay? We get that they're trying to freak y'all out. But we have prepared for the last 2 years. We have been putting tax preparers in place. We have been putting CPAs in place. We have been putting EAs in place, which is enrolled agents. So there's no need for you guys to freak out when it comes to these changes that's happening January 1st. All you have to do is reach out to your tax team. Let them know that you would like for them to file your BOI, right? Or your FINCEN, okay? Let me break that back down for you guys one more time. Reach out to your tax team. If you don't have a tax team just yet, get one. Everybody should have a tax team, every business owner. You can have tax teams, people who will charge you little to nothing to help you grow and scale your business until you get to the next level. My tax team did the same exact thing, right? Enrolled agent. When I first started, I wasn't necessarily making money, so they were charging me just a minimum. When I started making money, obviously they raised their prices. Makes sense, right? But reach out to your tax team and let them know that you would like for them to file your BOI, right? And then your FinCEN with the CEN, okay? Make sure you reach out to your tax team so they can do that. When I heard about this news, the first thing that I did was reach out to my EA team, which is my enrolled agent, and I said, hey, have you guys heard of X, Y, and Z? Now, if you guys are not familiar with an EA is the highest certification when it comes to taxes. They're certified through the IRS, right? Versus a CPA has like a board certificate. No, my EA is certified through the IRS. So yes, they're already familiar with what was coming down the pipeline. So my EA was simple. Send me back an email and said, hey, we sent out an email weeks about, now I never got the email. I probably didn't read the email. I'm just telling you what they said. They said, we send out emails weeks ago regarding this. If you would like for us to file your BOI, please let us know and we will move forward. I said, yep, absolutely. Please move forward filing my BOI. They said, okay, great. We have this company, this company, this company, this company, this company, so on and so forth. Are these all the companies that you have? I said, no. I added 2 more companies this year. So I need to add those 2 companies in that filing. She said, okay, great. Let us know the company and the state that the company is in. I gave them the company and the state that the company is in. She said, she sent me back another list and she said, okay, is this all of your companies? I say, yep, that is all of them. She said, okay, great. As of the beginning of the year, we're going to start sending you the necessary either paperwork or invoice, I should say, to make sure that you stay in compliance. That's simple, right? So many people have us freaking out about this. And it's really not that serious. This is why it's important that we put a team in place, right? Instead of us taking money to go and do things that is not necessarily beneficial to us, put a team in place, because a team can save you thousands of dollars in the long run. Okay, they can and they will save you thousands of dollars in the long run. So stop letting these social media influencers and gurus freak you guys out about this fine that you guys can get if you don't file. Go to your tax team or hire a tax team. Allow them to file the necessary paperwork for you, because as business owners, we have to relinquish certain control. Numbers is not my thing, okay? I hired a whole team in place for that. So if I can't reach this person, I'm reaching this person. If I can't reach this person, I'm reaching this person. If I can't reach this person, I'm sending a text message to this person. So I have people in place that will protect my business in the long run, so I'm not left out in the cold as a business owner because I'm listening to these social media gurus that's telling me that if I don't do something, I could be fined $500, $1,000 per not filing per business, right? That's a lot of money, y'all. Having 9 business time $500 or times $1,000 or whatever the case may be it's a lot of money, okay? And to be fined. But what they're not telling you is that life is easy, okay? Life is sweet. We as business owners do have to worry about certain things, but we should not have to worry about what's coming down the pipeline for January 1st. Simply connect with your accountant team, your CPA team, your EA team, whoever is backing you, and allow them to help you along the process, okay? So in that way, you're not missing any steps. I'm already ahead of the game for 2024. For those of you guys who do not have an accounting team, because some of you guys may not have an accounting team, what you can do is I've already connected all of you guys with Laughlin. Contact Laughlin and Associates. Let them know that you have heard about what's coming down the pipeline for January 1st, which is a BOI, and you would like for them to be able to file this necessary documentation for you. Because even when I contacted Laughlin said to me, yeah, don't worry about it. Same exact thing. Yeah, we have all the resources. So as of today, I don't want you guys to be freaking out anymore about what's coming down the pipeline January 1st. Put your team in place so they can take care of these things for you. We have enough to take care of already as business owners, okay? That's first and foremost. I told y'all, when I get on this live, it's about to be a wrap, okay? It's about to be a wrap. All right. So let me jump into this really quick. I want to give you guys 20 business vendors that reports to Experian. A lot of you guys are having issues growing your Experian and your Equifax. Actually, let me back up a little bit, okay? I actually want to go into what's happening with Dun & Bradstreet when it comes to the NAV account, okay? So let's talk about that really quick. So you guys notice on your NAV account, remember NAV is just the net asset value of your company. Nothing more, nothing less. What happened is that a lot of you guys started freaking out when you stopped seeing your Paydex score on NAV. Remember, I told you guys, NAV is not a bureau. The business bureaus are Dun & Bradstreet, the main ones. Let me give you guys the main ones. Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. Those are actual bureaus. NAV is just the net asset value of your company. NAV is like a monitoring system for your business. It is nothing more and nothing less. We also know that NAV is a trade line when it comes to reporting onto Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. Okay? So let me dive a little bit deeper into this. A lot of you guys started freaking out when you stopped seeing your Dun & Bradstreet Paydex score show up on NAV. Here's what's happening with NAV, guys. NAV is no longer, NAV felt that in order for them to better service their customers, they wanted to only show Experian and Equifax, right? Because we know Dun & Bradstreet, we can get a free account with Dun & Bradstreet. We get a free DUNS number and a free account with Dun & Bradstreet. On the other hand, when it comes to Experian Business and Equifax Business, in order for us to really see anything there, we have to have a paid account with them. So NAV felt that in order for them to better service us as their customers, their business customers, they wanted to only show us Experian and Equifax. Now, again, keep in mind, net asset value of your company, nothing more, nothing less. So if you guys go to NAV and you notice that you do not see a Paydex score anymore, I do not want you guys to freak out, okay? Paydex score does not come from NAV. Paydex score comes from Dun & Bradstreet. NAV is no longer showing your Paydex score in their back office because they felt that Dun & Bradstreet has this big network. Okay, Dun & Bradstreet has this big network where you can get a free account with Dun & Bradstreet and can still see your Paydex score. So you might see an arrow going up in green or an arrow going down in red. If you got an arrow going up in green, your account is good. If you have an arrow going down in red, you know we have a problem, okay? If you have an arrow going down in green, you're still okay. What that tells you is that something along the line affected your Paydex score, but it did not affect your Paydex score to the point where you have a bad Paydex score. All right. So if you guys need to see your Dun & Bradstreet Paydex score, you want to go to Dun & Bradstreet. So dnb.login, log into your account, and that's where you will see your Paydex score now. It is no longer showing up on the monitoring system, which it was NAV. Okay, so for all of you guys who have been freaking out because you're like, I don't see my Paydex score on NAV anymore, keep in mind, once again, NAV is just the net asset value of your company. The major bureaus are Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. Okay, so as of 2 weeks ago, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, you guys are only seeing Experian and Equifax show up on NAV. That does not mean that you do not have a Paydex score, okay? NAV is just no longer showing us our Paydex score through their monitoring system. We have to actually go to Dun & Bradstreet in order for us to see our Paydex score, okay? So for all of you who've been freaking out, I'm here to tell you, stop freaking out, okay? Stop freaking out. We're going into 2024 where everything should be a smooth transition. So don't worry about having a Paydex score on NAV. Utilize NAV, okay? Utilize NAV as a trade line. You pay for NAV $49.99 a month. It's going to report to Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. Dun & Bradstreet NAV have been reporting so fast that you do not need to keep them more than 1 month. 1 month. Keep it for 1 month. So if you are in a 30-day month, let's go into December. December has 31 days. If you started your plan with them on December 1st, by December 30th, you want to cancel before it hits your account to pay again. How do you know if they're reporting? What you want to do is you want to log into your NAV account, and if you see Experian and Equifax numbers showing up, which means that your NAV is reporting. Okay, you can do the same thing by going into Dun & Bradstreet, and Dun & Bradstreet shows you numbers. It will say 1 trade line, 2 trade lines, 3 trade lines, 4 trade lines. However, this is how you know that your NAV account is reporting. You only need to keep them for 1 month. If you as an individual want to be safe than sorry and keep them for more than 1 month and say, okay, you know what, I want to at least keep them for 2 months, absolutely. Do what you feel that needs to get done. But usually they report so fast that you should only keep them for 1 month. But I do understand that some people just want to keep it for an extra month just in case. Okay? Just in case. So you guys try to keep it for that extra month. But once they report, you can cancel. And no, they do not take away your Paydex score, right? I've had so many people ask me that question. You guys said, Coach, but would they take away my Paydex score? No, they're not going to take away your Paydex score. That's like, I can't even give you guys an example for that. But no, you already paid for them to report. They report, you stop paying, and that's it. All right. So I just wanted to break that down for you guys when it comes to NAV. I want you guys to stop freaking out about not seeing a Paydex score in NAV anymore. We don't need to see the Paydex score in NAV. Remember, the major bureau that reports our Paydex score is Dun & Bradstreet. DNB.login or my.dnb.login in order for you guys to see your Paydex score. All right. So NAV is no longer showing us Paydex score. Okay, great. I hope you guys got that because I want to be able to make things super simpler for you guys going into 2024 because the things that we have been talking about for the last year or two is getting ready to be so different. So I don't want you guys to get lost. This is why I'm doing more breakdowns for you guys because some of you guys are going to feel like you're being left behind, but I don't want no boss left behind. Okay, no boss left behind. All right. Okay. Now, another thing that I wanted to give to you guys is business bosses. We are going into 2024. It should be no reason why you guys are still having issues building your business credit. Some of you guys do not know what vendors report to Dun & Bradstreet or what vendors stop reporting to Dun & Bradstreet. Okay? Some of you guys don't know what vendors is reporting to Experian or what vendor is not reporting to Experian. Some of you guys are not understanding which vendors are reporting to Equifax and which vendors are not reporting to Equifax. So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to give you guys a list of 20 vendors that reports to Experian Business. Very clear. Now, some of these vendors that I'm going to be giving you guys as well, yes, they do report to Dun & Bradstreet and Experian. Dun & Bradstreet and Equifax. But the list that I'm specifically giving to you guys is a list of Experian. Again, some of them do report to Dun & Bradstreet. Some of them do report to Equifax. So the list of 20 that I want to give to you guys, I'm specifically focusing on Experian. But there are some of them that reports to Dun & Bradstreet and Equifax. Okay? So first, when it comes to Experian Business, it is not needed that you guys have an Experian Business account, but I highly recommend it. The reason I highly recommend it is because you guys can utilize Experian to dispute. So we are coming off of a pandemic. They say that we're in a recession. However, and some of you guys are falling behind when it comes to your Experian profile. Having an actual account with Experian Business allows you guys to dispute with Experian, okay? So knowing what is your business credit report is the first steps, right? So I should say knowing what's on your business credit report is the first step in order for you guys to dispute it. So if you do not have an account with Experian Business, I would recommend it. Now, it is an account that if you guys want to get technical and get more details into it, you do have to pay for the account in order for us to build a stronger presence when it comes to our Experian Business. Is it needed? No. Do I recommend it? Yes, especially for those of you who are struggling in that space. All right? So I want you guys to go to Experian Business and get a business account with Experian. Again, it's not needed, but I highly recommend it. All right. So I have a list of 20 vendors in front of me that I'm going to be reading for you guys as far as what I feel will be super helpful for you guys when it comes to building up your Experian scores going into 2024. So let me say something to you guys really quick. The most important scores on our business profile is Dun & Bradstreet and Experian, okay? Equifax is one of those vendors that comes later on. It comes later on. So a lot of you guys start to freak out because you're seeing lower numbers on Equifax, not realizing that Equifax is one of those vendors that really focuses when it comes to like your tier 3s, 4s, and 5. That's when your Experian is really going to make a difference. So going into your tier 1s and 2s and 3s is where you should be focusing on Dun & Bradstreet and Experian. Now, I'm not telling you not to focus on Equifax. I'm simply telling you that it is not like a major thing, like how some of you guys are freaking out about things. It is not a major thing. Your focus is Dun & Bradstreet and Experian. All right. So let me jump into this list of 20 vendors that I wanted to give to you guys that reports to Experian. Once again, keep in mind that yes, some of these vendors do report to Dun & Bradstreet. Some of them do report to Equifax, but that is not my focus. My focus is Experian, okay? Because everybody Experian needs to look great, all right? So let's kick it off. Vendor number 1, Northern Tools, okay? That's northerntools.com. And I know I have an accent because pronunciation, so I'm gonna spell it out for y'all. Right? Northern, Northern Tools. I hear the accent, so I just want to make sure y'all get it, okay? Y'all, I'm Trinidadian. I cannot help that. It is what it is, okay? Certain words, pronunciation, you know, it just doesn't flow as much as other words, okay? So Northern Tools is a good one. They have power tools, hand tools, and things like that that will be able to help you guys. All right, that's 1. 2, I want to give you guys, let's see, Tiger Direct. Okay, Tiger Direct. Tiger Direct. All right. Tiger Direct is a small business IT system. So if you have a small business or a business in general and looking for IT support, Tiger Direct is a good one for you guys. All right. Murphy USA is another one. Murphy USA. Murphy USA has like electrical supplies, like, you know, cords and things like that that you guys, for those of you guys who are in the construction field, this will be a good vendor for you guys. All right. That's Murphy Supplies. Obviously, you guys know Laughlin and Associates. Let me spell that out for y'all. Okay. LAUGHLIN. Okay. Laughlin and Associates. Okay. That's Laughlin and Associates. Laughlin, what Laughlin does is that anything concerning LLC, like starting an LLC, and this is also where you guys get your black book from. So you know how that book that I showed you guys to get that black book, that's where you will get it from. So basically your corporate kit, you will get that from Laughlin. But anything concerning LLC, starting an LLC, closing an LLC, getting a registered agent, getting a business address, anything concerning a business, you guys will get from Laughlin and Associates. When you guys get to Laughlin and Associates, make sure that you guys ask for Brent or Wayne. Let them know that Patrice from Her Secret Vault referred you guys, because you guys are going to get through much faster, okay? When it comes to having conversations, just asking questions, you're going to get through much faster. My connect is your connect, okay? I do not leave no man or no woman behind, okay? Now, another one, Uline. You guys are familiar with Uline. Uline was initially only reporting to Dun & Bradstreet, okay? 2023, Uline decided to, you know, up their game. So now they report to Dun & Bradstreet and Experian, okay? Now, again, I'm giving you guys Experian vendors, but like I said, some of these vendors do report to like Dun & Bradstreet and they do report to Equifax. But my focus is Experian, because these are the vendor. This one is the vendor that you guys should be focused on the most, because Experian Business is where all the magic happens, guys. All the magic. So all the things that you guys are getting declined for and not getting approved for is because of Experian. All right. NAV. I already talked about NAV. You guys are already familiar with NAV. NAV. They are a trade line. You pay the $49.99 a month. They report on your business. You can keep them if you choose to. In my opinion, a waste of money. But after they report, you guys can just cancel them. And no, they're not going to go back and take away your trade line. They're just not going to do that. Okay? Another one is Tillful. Okay, that's Tillful. Tillful offers like small business loans for those of you who are in that space of looking for small business loans. But obviously, you guys have to meet the requirements when it comes to things like that. But Tillful is a good one. Okay? Dell. So, you know, Dell Supply, for those of you guys who are not familiar with Dell, they provide like computer, electrical stuff for our business devices. So Dell is a good one when it comes to Experian. Okay? Strategic Network Solution. Strategic Network Solution is a good one. Okay? That's another one that will be able to help you guys with your Experian business. Penske, if you guys are not familiar with Penske is like a trucking company. For those of you guys who want to get, and let me give you guys a quick strategy. You guys can get trucks from like Penske and then use it for a moving company. So if you want to start like a local moving company, obviously I recommend getting insurance, because if something happens, you want to make sure you have your insurance covered. Okay? But you want to utilize Penske to start a moving company, right? If you're a father and you have a son and you're just trying to figure out what your son can do, have your son jump into the game with you. It's a great way for you guys to get your feet wet. All right? Sun Belt. Okay? Sun Belt. For those of you guys who are not familiar, Sun Belt. So Sun Belt falls in like the trucking, logistic type of field. All right? So Sun Belt is a good one. Like it provides equipment and stuff like that for you guys. All right. WEX Fleet Card. So that's WEX Fleet Gas Card. All right. That's a gas card when it comes to the Experian, as far as building up your Experian score. Now, again, keep in mind, like I said, some of these vendors do report to Dun & Bradstreet and Equifax, but that's not what my focus is on today. My focus today is vendors that report to Experian. I wanted to give you guys 20 vendors that report to Experian. All right. Next, HD Supply. HD Supply. This is more of like facility maintenance type of supplies. Okay, that's HD Supplies. In order for you to get to their website, it's going to be hdsolution.com. Okay, hdsolution.com. Right? 7-Eleven Fleet. 7-Eleven Fleet. That is a gas card. That is a gas card. That is one of the, so I would recommend 7-Eleven for a tier 1 vendor, because they're really good when it comes to giving you guys high limits in tier 1. So 7-Eleven gas card. So it's 7-ElevenFleet.com. All right, that's 7-Eleven. All right, another one, eCredible. Okay, eCredible. That's E and then credible. Let me explain to you guys really quick how eCredible works, for those of you guys who are not familiar. eCredible acts as two things. It acts as a trade line. So they recently switched up their prices again, because before they had you paying $49.99 and then you pay $9.99 a month afterwards. Now they're just doing either $19.99 or $29.99. Okay, the $19.99 account is totally fine when it comes to eCredible to get it to report to all 3 credit bureaus. All right, all 3. Now, eCredible, the way that eCredible works. If you are a business owner There are certain things as a business owner that's going to be under your name. I am a business owner, okay? I live in a penthouse, okay? I have just about everything in my business name except for certain things. There were certain companies that I needed to sign up with, but they do not work with businesses. It was just personal. I want to say it was my lights, okay? I want to say it was my lights and maybe my gas bill, I think. I can't be for sure, but I'm just telling y'all how Incredible works, all right? Hypothetically, lights and gas. So what you want to do is, as a business owner, Incredible would allow you to upload your personal bills. But again, keep in mind that you guys think it's personal, but as a business owner, you work for the business. So you're allowed to write off certain things. And this is why it's important for you guys who have a tax team, y'all. This is why it's important, right? And I think what I'm going to do after this, I'm going to drop my tax team's information because you guys need this. And EA is what we need, y'all. And EA is what we need. All right? Y'all, if y'all have not yet, share this out to your friends, your family, your sister, your brother, because this live is powerful tonight. This is my last live before 2024. So I want to make sure that you guys get this gem. It is not going to be saved on Instagram, but I might put it up on YouTube. Okay? All right, let's keep going. So hopefully you guys are taking notes, pen, paper, so on and so forth. All right? All right, let's keep going. So back to Incredible. So what you can do is if you have certain vendors not, all right, let me back up a little bit because somebody actually sent me a message today and they said, I have Incredible, but can you tell me why? I think it was like Nav. It was 3 other vendors and they wanted to know why the 3 vendors wasn't reporting through Incredible. That does not make any sense. A vendor like Nav, you do not need to download the statement and put it in Nav. They're already reporting. You just pay your $49.99 a month and they will report. All right? A vendor like even Incredible. Incredible is a vendor. If you pay $19.99 a month with them, they report. So stop trying to upload things inside of Incredible that's already reporting. You're kind of double paying for things. And it doesn't make any sense. So if you have personal bills that's in your personal name, okay? If you have, let me rephrase that. Hope y'all caught that. If you have bills that's in your personal name, remember, you are a part of the business. So you can upload those bills, especially if it's bills that don't report, okay? Like in Vegas, we have NV Energy. They do not report on the business side. So what can I do? I can upload NV Energy inside of my Incredible, and now it reports as another trade line, right? Because I am a part of the business. I am the manager. I am the president, whatever. So I'm just throwing out title as however you guys want to title yourself, okay? I am the manager of the business. I can be the president, I can be the CEO, whatever you guys decide to label yourself. You're still connected to the business, so you should be benefiting off of the business. All right? So if you have bills in the business owner's name, that's not reporting. Let's do bills that's not reporting, because if you have bills that's reporting already, y'all, we got to make it make sense. Why would you try to upload bills that's already reporting? Only things that's not reporting. Some of you guys have cell phone bills that's not reporting. Now, most of the cell phone bill companies do report. They do take a little bit longer. But for those of you guys who have cell phones in your personal name, but you are the business, y'all, I hope y'all catching what I'm putting down for y'all in 2024, okay? I hope y'all catching what I'm putting down for y'all in 2024. Y'all see all my quotations, okay? So, if you have bills in the business owner's name, you can and they're not reporting, let's be clear, and they're not reporting, you can put those bills inside of eCredible and let it be a trade line. Now, here's another thing about eCredible, y'all. Keep in mind that eCredible, when it comes to certain type of bills, they don't report to all three credit bureaus. Their trade line that you guys pay $19.99 for reports to all three. Okay, but certain bills that you're going to upload with eCredible is going to tell you this bill only reports to Experian and Equifax. Okay, or it's going to say this bill is only going to report to Dun & Bradstreet. Oh, I see y'all pen and papers in the chat. Absolutely. All game, free game, all 2024. Okay, y'all catch what I'm putting down, y'all. People are not giving us the game. Take notes, y'all. Take notes. The information is out there. All right. I am the information. So when I say the information is out there, I am the information. It is me who I'm talking about. Okay. Now, y'all keep in mind that I cannot read questions at the same time of reading these things. So hold your questions until I'm finished and I got you. All right. So eCredible, I hope y'all caught that. Caught what I'm putting down. All right. If you have bills in the business name, so for instance, some of you guys have loans that do not report. They don't report to any business bureaus. Upload those loans inside of eCredible. Now you have an additional trade line. Y'all, make it make sense. 2024, we're going to make all of this make sense. Okay, we're going to make all of this make sense, and I got y'all. Okay, so eCredible, that's a powerful tool. If you guys do not understand how eCredible works, I hope you guys understand it now. All right, now y'all, let's keep going. Again, vendors that reports to Experian. Yes, some of these vendors are going to be reporting to Dun & Bradstreet. Yes, some of them reports to Equifax, but my focus is Experian. Okay, Home Depot. Okay, Home Depot is a good one. Now, here's the thing about Home Depot, guys. Home Depot, yes, you can see their information, apply for their information, online. But Home Depot have been doing these paper applications that's been getting you guys faster approval. So if you guys are not in my free business credit community, which is Bosses Build Business Credit on Facebook, make sure you guys go join that community. And I'm going to leave a link in the comment for you guys to go join that community. If you guys are following me on Instagram, the link is in my bio. Okay, the link is in my bio for my free community. If you guys are on YouTube, I'm going to drop a link down below for you guys to click on that group and get access to that group. I'm actually going to drop the application inside of there so you guys can fill out that information and send it back to them. We have been getting approved for Home Depot faster by going that route versus trying to do it online where they're giving us like these little credits of like no. Big bucks in 2024. Okay? Big bucks in 2024. This is Freedom Friday, y'all. Freedom Friday. Take y'all notes. Pick up everything that I'm putting down to y'all. Okay? Freedom Friday. So Home Depot is another one. So I will be dropping that link, that application for you guys inside of my free business credit community on Facebook. All right? Maverick Fleet Card. Okay? Maverick Fleet Card. You can go to Wise, WISE, okay? Maverick.com/fleet to complete their business application. Okay? So that's to complete their business application. All right? Another one, BP gas card. That is a fleet card, BP gas card. All right, BP gas card. Another one that's good for Experian is Sam's Club's MasterCard. Some of you guys get approved for Sam's Club store card, and then some of you guys get approved for Sam's Club MasterCard. When it comes to the MasterCard, you do have to make sure that your profile do look a certain way. Do not apply for their MasterCard unless you have an 80 Paydex score. All right, 80 or higher, nothing below 80. And we want to make sure we have Before we were saying a 76 experience score, but now I want you guys to have at least a 78. The approval is much better. So for those of you guys who've been struggling with your Experian, here are some ways for you guys to get your Experian together. Now, with these vendors, keep in mind that if you guys have defaulted on specific vendors, all right, and your Experian score drop, all you have to do is offset that debt by adding more trade lines that reports to Experian. Hope y'all caught that gem, all right? It's the same exact thing. Y'all know I don't talk about personal credit, but I just need to push that in there really quick. It's the same exact thing when it comes to personal credit. Y'all have to understand how to offset y'all utilization. There's a difference between your credit card's due date and your statement date. Most of you guys focus on the due date. That is not your focus. As long as the minimum balance is paid on your due date, you are fine. But when it comes to hiding utilization, it needs to be hidden on your statement date. Yeah, I hope y'all caught that. 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 Anyways, so Sam's Club MasterCard, make sure that you guys have at least an 80 Paydex score and above. Okay? And at least a 78 Experian score. If your score has dropped, utilize some of these vendors that I've given to you guys. Let me just make sure, because I believe I give y'all all 20 vendors. Oh, and Platt. Okay, Platt is another one. Platt. So that's platt.com. I believe that should have hit number 20. Okay, that should have hit number 20. Make sure that you guys utilize those vendors. Somebody said 18. That wasn't, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That was 21 vendors. So you must not have been, look, I thought I was giving y'all 20. I gave y'all 21. Okay? Somebody said 20. It's 20. All right. Amazing. Y'all, so I hope you guys have taken this gem that I just dropped for y'all for 2024. It should be no reason why we are not successful as entrepreneurs. Our number one thing is stop freaking out about this BOI that people are telling us about. Have your tax team file what it needs to file. Okay? NAV is no longer reporting, NAV is no longer showing your Paydex score. Okay? It's not showing your Paydex score in NAV, but you can see your Paydex score on Dun & Bradstreet. All right? And then when it comes to vendors, if you have a score that dropped, okay? If you have a score that dropped, utilize some of these vendors from the 20 list of vendors that I just gave you guys for 2024 to be able to offset your debt to get your business experience score back up. All right? Y'all, I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all so much. As a reminder, bosses build business credit.